There was other things going on that sparked it off. People stood up and they said, we're not taking no more. And it wasn't just no more of what the system or what the police or government was doing to them. It was about them as a people saying, we're taking no more of this.
He understands the word cunt to mean a general term to cover coloured people.
You know what I mean? And the police never really help. Because the police, them were really racist. If you go to the police station and make a complaint, you see it blatantly. These are the people that are supposed to be looking after you. You know what I mean? And theirs are the one that's stabbing you in the back or in the face or in the side. They're just not giving you a way out.
Whether you're a black man, Rasta man, or whatever it is, that there was youths in the community that obviously they're mixed with black fathers or mothers, and they're going through that oppression. So there was a lot of conflict going on.
So really and truly the struggle was with all the youths. You know it goes. 1 and 2 might get a job and probably another 5 struggle. But just through the area where you're from. Because if you go for an interview and they ask your address, they're telling you from St. Paul's, Bristol, that's the interview finished. They're not interested. You know what I mean? That's how bad it was back in the days.
I was aware of my racial identity, or being mixed race for some. I sensed those two things at the same time. And I was very aware from my impoverished background of being seen as a bit third class. I watched my mum's experiences and watched her being disrespected.
When they come to this country, they have many problems. And not only do they have problems, but they set problems for the police which we have to meet.
Just walking along the street and then feeling something hit me on the back of the head, and the Vice Squad were just driving by and they sat there with the window in the area just throwing stuff. And hold on, man, police, they can't do this. And
I went and I got some petrol. I got a can and went and got some petrol from the petrol station. And I put it in my car, man, right outside the chip shop and the hardware store. And this van, like a lorry, with 2 white guys in it, and they look like police. They're looking at me and drive towards me, you know. I jumped so high, jumped up on the car, my hands went back, and the car lit me on my elbow, and they drove off. I'm telling you, man, I was lucky.
Some of us just don't have the ability to overcome these things when it's constantly being thrown back at us.
years of being just victimised by these police. You could see how they treat you, your mum, and, you know, how they degrade your mother for living, you know, a black man.
Stopping and searching and putting the black boys in the police car and carting them off. When half of them didn't do anything wrong. Basically had enough of it.
There was some good police. There was some good police, and then there was some rotten police. That's it. It had to go that way. It had to.
I think what it was, the police just kept on going into the black and white all the time. They were just in there, looking for whoever it was they're looking for. Basically, they just got fed up of it.
And then some police didn't like us, and some white people didn't like us, so it was like a border, like a war, stopping us to go anywhere. What thing?
I'd come from school, and I was over in St. Paul's, just been on East Grove, knocking on doors, inviting kids to my birthday party.
I remember I was playing with my friends, and someone came along and they said, there's a load of police going into St. Paul's.
I heard noise, just running, shouting, flinging bottles. I went round the back way to go to see my mum to make sure she was okay, because she lived on Grosvenor Drive at the time.
They numbered up and come back with a dog thing. They come along Grosvenor Road with the oil stations, you know. Police were making a stand and they were coming forward, We were chucking stuff, they still kept coming forward. And all you saw was a cloud of bottles just flying over. Then all of a sudden they stopped coming forward, and we were still chucking stuff. And then we saw a couple of steps going backwards, and You know, you smelt blood. It's everyone just kind of ran down to them when they're in the cars. The ones in the cars are chipping out and leaving the ones on feet. I don't know who it was. Someone set the bank alight at the same time. Most people just chucking shit on the floor, just smashing up the area. There was nothing to go on, so they didn't really know that you weren't supposed to smash up your own area. That was the downside to the whole thing. So we smashed up, you know, what little we had.
That day, it's like St. Paul's was on fire.
The chaos was getting more and more.
So we had that riots. Everybody started engaging for the riots. We never talked to them. It's just we against them. It's always about we against them.
There was the racism, as you can see as well, and all that, especially within the news, man. Everything was about black guy. It was Black and White Café, black guys this and black guys that.
Perhaps with tongue-in-cheek, say to you, I believe other teachers have been trying to get something done.
And to me, on Ashley Road, maybe down by the cafe, but man was just on the streets, but they were white guys. And on the news, all you were hearing is about black people rioting in St. Paul's.
It's an unfortunate event to have had to happen, but as a kid wanting to feel physically protected, aware of my skin color, aware of the vulnerability and hostility could be directed towards me because of my skin color, that assertion of dignity and presence and readiness to defend ourselves was something I found a degree of comfort in.
Like you're free, first time in your life, literally the first and only time I've ever actually been. I can do what I like. Yeah, you're never gonna get that.
It wasn't just about a group of boys uprising, because there was a lot of stories behind the whole thing. It's just that one thing sparked off the other things that was around it.
2nd of April, 9 a.m. The day when St. Paul said, no more.